Dan, what you saying?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Spurs. I think.
Oh,
Dan!
God, what? There's no way Liverpool can lose at home against Fulham. The fans will be going absolutely hacker.
We're going 3-1.
Yeah.
We've not won at Palace since
I know we haven't.
2020.
Yeah.
We'll play it all afternoon. You just won't score a goal, so it'll be 0-0.
You must have got a tingle in your pants to go 3-1, mate.
It was a big tingle. There's a pattern here because I do fancy Forest to win.
Right.
But I'm going to go 2-2. Sunderland are going to let me down again, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're back with a predictions episode. Like you've literally just said, it feels like forever. Since we've had any... Yeah. Obviously, we got a little bit of a enjoyment from football at the weekend with Arsenal losing to Southampton. And Liverpool getting absolutely smashed by City. But there's nothing like the Premier League being back and all the teams playing, is there? Yeah. So
you can only watch replays of the derby so many hundred times before you...
At least you've got two of them to watch now. Obviously, as well, you got Champions League this week. I totally forgot, but Arsenal play Sporting.
Massive
tonight.
Week for them,
it is tonight.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big game. Yeah. So we thought we'd be back with predictions. So we'll go through the games from the weekend. We'll cover off what we think the results are going to be, and then we'll start tracking them again, the results for moving forward. So the first game of the weekend is a big game on Friday night. West Ham against Wolves. Oh. If West Ham win, they go above Spurs and Forest. So it's a big game. Yeah. West Ham are favourites. They are just shy of odds on. Just over 3-1 for Wolves. When you look at the last 5 games, obviously West Ham capitulated against Leeds at the weekend and ended up losing on penalties as well. Lost to Villa before that, but then they did draw with Man City. They'd beat Brentford and they'd beat Fulham. Wolves have just been drew with Brentford, lost to Liverpool, beat Villa. I think it's a tight one, isn't it? Wolves have won the last 3 times they've played.
I want to say draw, but I'm not. I'm going to say 2-1 to Wolves. 2-1
to Wolves.
What you got? I'm probably going heart over head here, but I would like West Ham to win this. Wolves are the form team, but I'm going to pick West Ham 2-1. I think the cauldron atmosphere of the London Stadium with Danny Dyer singing about Jared Bowen shagging his daughter. And, I'll carry West Ham over the line.
It will, yeah.
He missed a penalty, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bowen there.
What you got?
I'm going to go 1-1. I want West Ham to win, obviously, but I think Wolves are going to make it hard. I just think that Wolves have been great.
Big game. Big club.
Wolves are just playing with no pressure, aren't they? Which is just what happens when and I think, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham because I really want them to win. But we'll just have to see what the FA Cup took out of them as well.
Well, I think when you're winning, Wolves have had 3 weeks off, haven't they?
Yeah. But I think when you're winning and then you let them 2 late goals in. And
Areola potentially injured.
Well, wasn't it West Ham who came back in the later part of the game?
Yeah, they scored.
And then that 2 disallowed.
93rd, 96th minute.
Yeah, 93rd, 96th minute. Yeah, sorry. And then, because, it was Areola got injured and the young lad came on for the penalties, didn't he?
Was that his Premiership debut?
Well, FA Cup, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
His debut for West
Ham.
But
I know
his debut for West Ham. I
think in the
splitting hairs or what?
In the league they'll play Hermansen anyway. I think Hermansen plays in the league, so I don't think it's irrelevant. If
Fabianski not back, is he?
Yeah, he's there, but that Hermansen's their number one now.
I think it'll be better.
Callum Wilson injured.
Hermansen's
been at the start of the season.
And he's the one playing since they've turned their form around. Like he has actually been decent in fairness. So then you move on to Saturday and you've got Arsenal at home to Bournemouth. Obviously, I think Arsenal losing that final, then all the players pulling out and then losing to Southampton. It's they've got obviously the Champions League game first.
I think they're going to
bottle it. Big game.
They're going to draw.
Big game. So they're £11 on, £25 on to get £11 back. So they're super odds on. 6-1 you can get for Bournemouth. Obviously, when you're looking at the form side of things, like we've just said, Arsenal lost their last 2. Then they beat Leverkusen, beat Everton. As we know from our chat last week, Bournemouth have drawn their last 5.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking for this, Jeff? 1-1?
Yeah.
Boring 1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
They're not that good.
2-0 Arsenal. Yeah, I think they've got enough in them to win. This is their main focus. They're out.
Wait until this time next week, and you're sitting there saying,
I'm going.
I hope so.
I'm going 1-1 as well.
Really?
I think losing to Southampton. I'm not sure if all their players will be back. They've obviously got Champions League, and then they've got another game they're playing.
We're playing
Saturday.
Champions League next week as well, won't they?
Yeah, no, I think they're split.
I've no idea,
isn't it? I think but it might be. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I think again, thinking and hoping that Arsenal draw. It's scary, innit? Because City look fucking incredible now. This is like
game in hand.
Well, I think if you're an Arsenal player, you're looking over your shoulders because it's not the first time City have won every game going.
They said on TalkSport this morning it was like wary rather than worry at the moment. It's kind of like it's kind of like you've got that buffer and you've not got an awful run of fixtures as such.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to beat us.
Yeah, City have got similar sort of games, haven't they? So I think it's like, we'll see. It'll be a tough one. You've then got Brentford are at home to Everton. Just in there, Arsenal play lunchtime as well on Saturday. So it's like 12:30 kick-off. Yeah.
What a horrible
probably a draw then. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so Everton. Brentford at home. They're just over even money, and you can get
Everton
2.5 to 1
Everton
for
are good away from home, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I fancy Brentford 2-1.
Brentford have won 1, lost 1 and drawn 3 in their last 5. Everton have won 3, lost 2.
I think it's got draw written all over, but I'm going to go Brentford 2.
Brentford battered them at Christmas, didn't they?
Yeah, 4-2 at Everton. But they were obviously, Everton had been awful at home, hadn't they? What are you saying, Jeff?
2-1 Brentford.
2-1 Brentford.
1-1 for me.
1-1 for Dan.
I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
David Moyes, secret fan there.
Yeah, this is because they're
Everton
right
great
near
away
each other
from
in the
home.
league as well, aren't they? Like,
I just think Brentford's last couple of performances have been a bit dire.
Yeah.
Did they draw against Wolves? Was that the last game?
They drew with Leeds 0-0. Then they drew with Wolves 2-2. Then they lost to West Ham in the FA Cup. Drew with Bournemouth and beat Burnley 4-3.
Yeah.
Whereas Everton had beat Chelsea 3-0 in their last game.
But I'm sure Everton away from home have got some.
They got a really good away form. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Good.
I'm going to go 2-1 Everton as well. I think Everton might get something out of that. Same as you were 2-1, weren't you? Yeah. So, then we've got another super exciting game: Burnley against Brighton. Burnley at home. So Burnley are 3.5 to 1. You can get for them, and Brighton are odds on £100 to get 73 on here with Bet365. So you're looking at form. Burnley lost 3, drawn 2.
Are they playing with confidence yet?
Brighton.
They've got nothing to lose.
Brighton 1-4, lost 1 in their last 5.
Brighton are really hitty-missy, aren't they?
Yeah. They've beat Liverpool, beat Sunderland, lost to Arsenal, beat Forest, beat Brentford.
I fancy Brighton to win that one. 2-1.
It's hard to give Burnley anything, isn't it? Really, at the minute.
They do have that odd. They have had that odd game this season where they've scored
well,
goals.
I mean, like their draws, like they've drawn.
Chelsea,
they've drawn some games, like they've drawn with Bournemouth 0-0.
Watch these all be draws,
Chelsea
but I just
1-1.
think there's not really that many draws pop up in the Premiership, is there? There tends to be
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. But yeah, I think Brighton 2-1.
Dan, what you saying?
I'm going Brighton 3-2. Like Burnley have these games from time to time.
And Brighton are one of them teams as well, aren't they? Where it's like they'll either keep 3 clean sheets in a row or they'll let 6 goals in it.
And all the goals will be from like useless FPL players, which is why you can't touch Brighton.
Yeah,
I'm going 2-0 Brighton.
Or Burnley.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Brighton, I think. Then we move on to Liverpool, Fulham, Saturday night. Again, who's coming back? Again, they're saying on TalkSport, it's a bit like playing teams like Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton now are like dangerous because they're safe and like they might get into the European places, but it's very like they've just got nothing to lose, so they just turn up and play like no pressure, like a Wolves are, and then they just start turning in these like unreal performances.
Liverpool were shit on Sunday.
Yeah,
whatever day it was at the weekend.
And they've got to go to PSG before they play.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's going to be a draw, but I think Liverpool are going to win that 3-1.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the odds now. So Liverpool,
Tiki, he's got to score some goals, hasn't he? I put him in my FPL team.
Not reliable.
Liverpool are 2-1 on, and you can get 4-1 for Fulham.
I wouldn't touch that 2-1 on.
I know it doesn't matter. Alisson's injured as well.
Lost their last two, obviously, we know. Beat Galatasaray, drew with Spurs, lost to Galatasaray. So they're like forms shocking. Fulham beat Burnley, drew with Forest, lost to Southampton, lost to West Ham, beat Tottenham. Yeah. And in the last 5 games, they've drawn 3. Fulham have won 1, Liverpool have won 1.
I think it's got draw written all over it, but I'm going to go Liverpool 3-1. No way Liverpool can lose at home against Fulham. The fans will be going absolutely hacker.
I think it's got draw written all over it, so I'm going to back it draw. 1-1.
1-1. Josh, what you saying?
I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm going 2-1 Fulham. Harry Wilson double.
I was thinking that, I was thinking.
I just, again,
comes back to haunt them again.
They get pumped by PSG, then they get pumped by Fulham, and then and then
I think it's just like everything about the club at the minute. Like they got the Salah thing.
Oh,
over
by the way,
top
can I just say, did you see the picture of Isaac back at training?
Yeah,
with his beard.
He looks like he's aged. He's like lost all his hair. He looks like he's aged about.
Hey, there's no wrong with
that. He does look a bit like you, Jeff. To be fair.
Hey.
But they were saying it's like happy footballer, sad footballer is like being happy in your surroundings and stuff.
Maybe Barcelona don't want them.
Yeah. Then we move on to Sunday's game. So first one we've got is Crystal Palace against Newcastle at Crystal Palace.
You know, we'd never do very well down there from memory.
So yeah, the odds are we're favourites. £10 to get 13.
Are they playing in the cup this week, Palace?
They're that's nearly 2-1.
Are they? Have they got?
No, they're out of the cup, Palace.
No.
Oh, the
European. Yeah, they've got conference league. Yeah.
You know, like normally teams play on a Thursday.
Yeah, right.
At the weekend.
They're
unbeaten against us.
Obviously, 2 of these games are their European thing, but they're unbeaten in their last 4. They lost to Man United. We obviously lost Sunderland, Barcelona. Chelsea.
I'm going to do what Shane does here, and I think it's got draw written all over this game, but I'm going to go with my heart. And we're going to score 3 goals to their 1.
You're going 3-1.
Yeah.
We've not won at Palace since
I know
2020.
Yeah. I've just said we're shit at Palace, but it's the first of 7 FA Cup finals.
What did you say? 3-1.
3-1-2.
Dan?
I think this is going to be one of those games where you could play all afternoon and you just won't score a goal, so it'll be 0-0.
To be fairness, when I said we've at Palace, it's been 1-1. They beat us 2-0, 0-0, 1-1. Then we beat them 2-0. So,
yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. I'm hoping it's a new Newcastle after this international break. Bruno's back. He's put a picture on with his boots on Instagram.
Hey.
So
can he catch mumps twice?
He's recovered from his mumps.
You know, I have scurvy this week.
I want to feel like it's a new Newcastle, but I feel like I've done this so many times
this season.
I'm just like, I'm just like tricking myself.
We haven't had our winning run yet.
Yeah, you keep saying this, mate. You keep saying that.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep saying it until we do it.
It's coming, mate. Come on.
Just start saying we're going to lose and we might win, because you keep saying we're going to go on a winning run and we never do. Let's just try something else. I'm with Dan. I'm going to go 1-1 rather than 0-0, but I think it's got draw written all over it, really, hasn't it?
That's what my head was saying.
Yeah.
But you don't play football with your head all the time, do you?
No. Yeah,
with some hearts.
You must have got a tingle in your pants to go 3-1, mate.
It was a big tingle.
Then Sunday, next game is Nottingham Forest with our friends, the Villa fans. Forest at home, they're £5 to get 8. They're both £5 to get 8, so obviously I think that sums up what the odds are and what the game looks like. Forest have definitely looked better, haven't they? Definitely looked better, I think. And Villa, obviously, turned a corner a little bit, I think. Obviously beat West Ham, obviously won in the Europa League, but then obviously they did lose to Man United as well. I just think it's a bit up and down for them. They had that one run where they won all them games, and then it's just...
Well, it was just around about November, December time. Was it 11, 12 games?
It's a lot. I think they were like unbeaten in 15 or something crazy like that.
And they've got a European game before Sunday as well, haven't they?
Yeah. And Forest have as well, though.
Oh, Forest.
So,
both Porto for Forest, isn't it?
Yeah, so the last meetings, there hasn't been draw in the last 5, so it's been Villa. It's basically been whoever's at home's won. In the last 5 games. Forest are at home.
Well, there's a pattern here. because.
So I'm going to go Villa 3-1.
No,
drawing all over it.
Yeah, there's a pattern here because I do fancy Forest to win,
Right.
but I want to go 2-2.
I'm also going for a Desmond.
Yeah.
2-2 for me. Yeah.
2-2. So I've just told you, Josh, in the last 5 games,
They've
the
never
home
drawn.
team has won. There's been
I'm
no
going to take that
draws.
advice. I'm going to go 3-1 Forest. I think they've got a bit of
I want
fight
Forest
about
to win. I just think they're in that relegation battle.
them. Yeah, well, I think if West Ham, especially if West Ham win on that Friday.
Yeah, I mean
the
Friday,
pressure on?
but again though, I just think they're in. It's just relegation teams don't necessarily do what Shane suggests and go with form. They always squeeze a draw out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, like, before looking at that, thought it was going to be a draw.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go
Are you
I'm going to go 2-1 Forest.
Ah, see.
Yeah.
You
I
just-
think. Yeah. Again, it's that
go
whole
with your
flip of
heart,
a
Shane.
coin. You know, you just think Forest are fighting
Two
for their
massive-
lives. Like,
For Forest, it's a massive game, and the fact that they're both playing European football on
yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Who's at home and who's away in Europe? Do we know? Or not that it'll make any difference to me.
I think Forest are away.
Right.
I think they're
away
in Portugal.
first. Just have a quick look for you. So yeah, Forest have Porto. In Porto.
Nice
Yeah.
trip to Portugal.
Yeah, nice.
So
Good
get a
time,
bit
yeah.
of sun, won't they? Like, they'll be feeling refreshed
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
get back, losing
Fans
5-0. And Villa are away at Bologna in Italy.
Oh, nice
Oh,
trip
so
to
they're both
Italy as
away.
well.
Oh, aye, two good trips.
Lovely little holiday for them. That,
Wish I
isn't it?
played for either of them teams.
Then we've got the last 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday is Sunderland against
I
Tottenham.
hate this fixture with a passion.
So-
Who's at home?
Oh,
Sunderland. So Sunderland are. The odds are random. So Sunderland are £5 to get 8, and so are Spurs.
So they're both even.
So and then the draw is £4 to get 9. When
Yeah.
you're looking at form, obviously Sunderland beat Newcastle, lost the 2 before that, beat Leeds,
I mean, at home,
drew with.
up until February time, Sunderland were great.
Yeah, up until
weren't
then.
they?
Yeah.
And I think then they lost against Liverpool.
lost
they've
against
lost against
Fulham,
Fulham.
lost against Brighton.
Last
Becoming
two
away
ti-
team though.
Last two times
That
you've
doesn't help
played.
us
I
for
know,
Sa-
I know.
Sunday.
The last 2 times, obviously, the
I'm
games
going
are
to say,
so
before
long
you
ago.
go, just what's Spurs for me for the last few matches? Sorry.
So they beat Atletico Madrid, drew with
I meant the Premiership.
Liverpool, and then
lose.
lost everything else.
Yeah.
So
it
you
is-
drew obviously when you played earlier in the season.
Yeah.
1-1. Obviously new manager bounce potentially for Spurs. I know we've said that countless times this season, but
Yeah,
this
three
actually
times.
feels
I
like
want both teams to lose.
Yeah, I know. So do I. That's
This
why I hate
feels-
this fixture.
it feels like the time
You know
when
what's
they
going to happen here, right? Sunderland are going to let me down again, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I think because this is the first time a manager's come in where you actually think there could be a new manager bounce
Mm.
because
Nah,
he's
I
Yeah.
don't. I think Spurs are
because he's a
shit.
decent manager, isn't he? You know, so
But he's only been there. Has he been? Would he been there a week?
Yeah, it'll be just over a week.
I mean, did they not get Easter break off?
No, I don't. Spurs, no.
Yeah.
I'd have them in running 24 hours a day. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you? It's
I just think. I mean, I think to be fair, any manager coming into Spurs should give them a bounce back after the form they've had.
yeah. I think
Well,
you know.
Tudor didn't.
I'm
Tudor
gonna.
didn't and stuff, did he? But yeah.
No, he didn't, did he?
But I don't. I think he came in with the wrong attitude. I'm not sure how
Yeah.
much people would have even.
I think he tried to
respected
dick-
him and
yeah, I
stuff
think he-
anyway. Like
I mean, he couldn't have had a worse time in his life being at Spurs.
Again,
the whole
I'm gonna
time,
go-
and then obviously his dad passed away as well.
and De Zerbi's getting a big old bonus if they stay up. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like promising the
A
lads.
bonus to keep Tottenham up.
Yeah,
Jesus
he's going to
Christ.
promise the lads a little trip down the strip club.
I mean,
reckon,
my
if he
head's
gets
telling
them.
me this.
Greenwood leading the way.
Yeah, I know.
He'll be there in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
My
What
head
are
is
you saying,
telling
Jeff?
me that. Don't write this first result down.
No, I'm putting it
my
down.
head is telling me that Sunderland are going to win this.
I hope. Yeah,
However, I'm
that's
going
right.
to go for a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Dan, what you saying?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Spurs. I think.
Oh,
Dan!
God, what?
We always have
Fucking
You
hell,
always
we're more
get your
Sun-
results right.
we always have a post derby hangover.
That was months ago, that.
Well, it's still we're old now. We're old, so it's one of them hangovers.
Was that not last year or
Uh,
the year before?
And I do think Spurs will have the new manager bounce. So it's one of them where I know we'll get caught on the break and like it'll be a case of after the Lord Mayor show. So 2-1 Spurs.
In fairness, Dan always picks against Sunderland. when
Yeah,
he
I
games
always
as well.
do too.
I mean,
as well.
wow.
and we
Call
end up
yourself
winning.
a
So
fan.
Yeah,
he's
I
doing
was,
that reverse psychology
Yeah.
thing. It's
I
like,
was also going to go 2-1 Spurs, so I'll go with that too.
I'm going to
Just
go.
because of your household.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I'm going 1-0 Sunderland.
Well, I hope you two are right.
What, not me?
I said you said.
Meh. Well, I said 2-2.
He said 2-2. You can't both be right.
Oh, you
Okay,
said 2-2.
2-2, yeah.
Oh, I thought you predicted.
But I said
Oh, fuck you then.
what I said was my head's telling me Sunderland will win this.
His head and heart are different.
But-
Well, I'm going with you and his head.
Then we've got Super Sunday, which is Chelsea Man City
Yeah.
at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea are 2-1. Man City are even money.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know form-wise, Chelsea beat Port Vale in the FA Cup, but they'd lost the 4 before that.
Yeah.
City had obviously lost them Real Madrid games, drew with West Ham, but then have looked absolutely incredible against Arsenal and Liverpool. It's one of them, I think. Chelsea do turn up sometimes in the big games, don't they? But
they do.
in the current form of City, if they turn up in 60% of what
I think
they
Pep
were,
will have them wound up for this one, basically saying, look, guys, if we win this game, we can win the Premiership.
Yeah,
Because it's a big game for City.
it is. Yeah,
And I think when did Arsenal play before City on?
yeah. Play Saturday lunchtime.
They play Saturday.
Play Sunday.
Can you imagine if Arsenal don't get a win? I mean, the the players will be right up for
They
that.
will.
They tend to do
It's
it.
all they've really got left to play for because they're going to breeze their way to the FA Cup if they
Yeah.
want to win that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could get. They could
Do
get.
you know
they
what?
could get a treble,
do you know-
couldn't they?
This is what Arsenal were linked with the quadruple. Imagine if Arsenal win fuck all and City win a treble.
Yeah.
It would be like it would just be fucking
Crazy.
mental.
I
Wouldn't
think City will win this.
I
And
think,
Haaland's just got a hat trick for Christ's sake. He's back, isn't he?
yeah,
Semenyo's on fire and all. Cherky was absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
he's a fucking.
What was it? What was that
joke,
thing with
isn't
them
he,
putting the Liverpool strip on? What was all that about?
Oh, well, that was...
He put
it was
Ekatike's shirt on,
Ekatike. He
didn't
gave him
Yeah,
a
but
shirt.
The game hadn't finished.
Yeah, he
Well,
gave him a
was
shirt
cold,
early.
I think.
I'm
He
going to
definitely
go.
did that on purpose, though.
Can I say Chelsea scoring? I'm going to go 3-1 City.
By the way, I really hope we fucking buy Trafford in the summer
Yeah, I do too.
because he just looks like coming into
do you
his
think he'll
shell
go?
a little bit. Yeah, I mean he's going to go, isn't he? Because he's
But
not
is he?
going to. Well, he's not going to.
Just imagine City win the treble, and to be fair, I mean, I don't know, would he leave? He's
Yeah.
just a young lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's already come out and spoke about how he wants to be
Yeah.
playing, hasn't he? So I think if he wants to be England's number one, which
I mean, that's
on
gonna be-
paper he's the
natural, isn't he?
the natural progression from Pickford to Trafford, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's either Trafford or Dean Henderson.
But I
isn't
think there's going to be other clubs in for Trafford.
it?
Chelsea,
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%.
Chelsea
Well,
are
Chelsea
going to
need
go
to
in for
keep that, don't
Trafford. I think so. If we don't get European football, I don't think we have a sniff of getting it.
no,
To be honest,
we need.
but-
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah, Dan, what you saying?
3-0 City. I don't think it's going to be close.
No, me either.
No.
I think it's.
That was mine. 3-0 City as
3-0.
well.
I'm gonna fucking go wild and say 5-0 City because I fucking hate Chelsea.
Resenya's a clown.
Do you think
I
that could be
it's-
the tipping point in terms of him getting
Nope.
sacked?
Nah, but I think he shouldn't be there come the summer
I
because
think
I think
Che-
he's proven pretty much what was
Didn't they give
suspected
him
about him.
a massive contract?
I think
Like
Chelsea-
7
I
years.
think
Probably.
They're
That's
not
Chelsea.
going to keep him on past
I think
this summer.
Chelsea will do what Man
No
U
chance.
did. Almiron keep him on.
Nah. I don't think.
Sorry, I hope.
There was,
Yeah, I
there
hope
was-
they keep him, but
There was no I mean, that was a wing and a prayer giving him a job, but I don't think he's proven to be anything more than we expect him to be.
I think the fact that
he did quite good to start with, right?
Yeah.
But then now they've beaten Port Vale. Now Port Vale had to play not on a cabbage patch for a change.
yeah.
But
I think the fact that the
nah.
players have come back from international
Uh,
duty and they've basically
Well,
two of them slagged them off, hadn't they?
Well, Palmer was
yeah,
horrific.
Enzo,
Sorry.
Palmer was horrific in the England game.
Yeah.
he was
he's
awful.
finished as an
He's
FPL
told-
player.
yeah,
isn't
he
he?
said.
A
yeah.
player.
I think Enzo coming out, Cucurella's come
That's a
out.
weird one, that Enzo.
Yeah,
And they've given him too much ban.
Because he said that he wants to live in Madrid.
Madrid.
He didn't say he wants to go. He
No,
just
but
said he likes
even
to
if
live.
there was-
he wants to
yeah,
live.
Chelsea.
he has been glazing Madrid as well in other.
But did you see the
interviews and
interview
stuff.
that Pep did where someone said to Pep if who's the kid, who's their midfield player that won the Ballon d'Or?
Rodri.
If something said if because Rodri's come out and said something about living in Spain,
He's going to go to Real Madrid. That's
and
not
Pep
what's
was
going
like, if he wants to live in Spain, that's up to him more or less. I don't know how he worded it, but he
Yeah.
worded it, said,
But I
and
saw
just
that.
handled it a totally
Yeah.
different way to the way that that Chelsea have.
But I saw that the interview after it was like, Rossini was like he was like semi-backing Enzo. So I
Yeah.
think this has come from the
Top.
board
Oh.
rather than Rossini. Rossini was basically like he's a winner and he wants to win, and that's why he said these things. So I think it's like,
Surely you'd leave it up to the manager to.
He
Suspend
doesn't.
I mean, if there's a
players.
club in the world that isn't going to let
Yeah, that's true.
it happen, one, it's Chelsea, and I mean, I wouldn't let Liam Rosenior teach your kids fucking school.
Who's
And
that?
the thing with him as well is he's probably not going to suspend Enzo because he needs them to get results for his job, and you don't do that by suspending.
You want him
one
on
of your best
side.
players.
Yeah. Who's manager of the team that Rosenior came from?
Strasbourg, Gary O'Neill.
Yeah,
thought
The
that
old
was the case,
Wolves
I heard
manager.
that.
Yeah.
So he's in the Chelsea in the summer.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Number
So
2.
the last game is Monday night, which is Man United against Leeds.
They love
At
putting
Man United.
on a win.
They do. Man United love a Monday night. don't
Super
they?
Manchester Monday.
Odds for this one: Man United are £5 to get free. Leeds you can get 4.5 to 1. Draw 3 to 1. Obviously, form wise, Man United have lost to the mighty Newcastle. Other than that, they've been pretty imperious, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
And Leeds, obviously, good result in the FA Cup. Before that, drew with Brentford, drew with Palace, beat Norwich in the FA Cup, lost to Sunderland.
I want Leeds to win this one.
They drew when they met earlier in the season, and then they drew at Man United.
What was the score earlier in the season?
1-1.
1-1.
Man United beat them at Leeds when they were in the Premier League before, and they drew at Man United 2-2.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my heart is telling me that I want Leeds to win that, but Man U are going to win.
Yeah, they're not going to win. Leeds are not going to win.
what are you going to say?
3-1 Man U.
Dan, what are you going for, bud?
2-0 Man United. It's going to be Monday night, Bruno.
Monday night, Bruno. Yeah.
I'm going to go 4-0 Man United.
Fucking hell.
Where are them goals coming from?
I just think they'll smash them.
Leeds are pretty good defensively, they just got to score.
I mean, Leeds are down there as well in that relegation fight.
Yeah.
So they're very much struggling.
I can't see them getting sucked into that.
I
I'm not
think-
saying they won't. I just can't see them. I think Man City. I think West Ham, Forest, and Spurs.
I don't know. Leeds are
Between
down
the
there.
three of them, because Leeds on about 38 points.
No, 32.
Leeds are pretty solid.
The team above them's on 30, yeah, but I think Leeds are on 30.
So Leeds are on 33, Forest on 32, Tottenham on 30, West Ham on 29.
So it's one win and a draw, and Leeds are in there.
I just can't see
Leeds have
West
got enough in them.
So yeah,
We need
West Ham
Spurs
can't
to
go
lose it.
above
We
Forest.
need you boys to do a job on Spurs.
I
Massively.
hope we do.
Yeah, West Ham can't go above Forest
I think
because there's like a 10-goal swing in the goal difference, so they won't. But
So could Spurs be in this relegation zone by the end?
West Ham win. If West Ham win and Spurs draw, Spurs are in the relegation zone.
Spurs are on 30 points and West Ham on 29.
Yeah, Forest on 20.
And what's the goal difference? Spurs West Ham.
Tottenham are better by 11.
So basically, we need West Ham to win.
We need Brian Brobby to get 4 or 5 goals.
We need Spurs. We need Spurs to lose.
You need Forest to win and
Forest
Leeds
to win and Leeds to win. Everyone's happy. Can Newcastle win as well against Palace?
It's going to be 0-0.
No,
They are weak and you'll not score.
I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. I think for that one. I think
Carrick's done a great job there.
Yes,
He's done an
yeah.
excellent job.
I hope he gets the job. One, because I quite like Michael Carrick.
Why would he not get the job? This
And
as
two, because inevitably it will go bad.
I think
it stops them from getting a well.
He's done
If
nothing
the
wrong to
manager's
get
doing
this
well,
job.
why would you not give him the job?
Just
I'd like to
because
hear-
you have a long-term view.
I'd like to hear the Man U fans, because you're hearing all the ex-pros saying we don't think Michael Carrick should get the job because we think he needs a big name. I mean,
I'll happily see him get it, just so Roy Keane. I want to see what.
Yeah.
I want to see when it does turn for
When
Carrick.
it
I want to
goes
see
wrong,
Roy Keane
yeah.
have
But
his
they've been
vengeance.
saying
Yeah.
they're going to get a big name for years, and when's
I mean, someone
that big
said
name?
it's ideal for Mourinho to come back.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, Christ
God.
almighty, I couldn't think of anything worse.
No,
No.
Marino's going to use.
Shut up, man. We're going to get your manager.
No chance.
It's going to come across the time. Frog returning home.
Cool. All right.